What's up, YouTube? What's up, Xtreme Gainz family? I'm Chuck. This is Xtreme Gainz. I am not a financial advisor. Nothing I say is or ever will be financial advice. Please do not take it as such. Today is Sunday, June 5th, 2022, and this is my Amc Gme and SPY Algo Exposed weekly update and preparation video for tomorrow and beyond. As always, I hope you had a great day Friday in the market, and I hope you were able to make some extreme gains for yourselves. I'm going to go over all my regulars, my snake Algo for all three tickers, and some macro comparatives. So with that said, let's dig in. On your screen currently is AMC and my current intra-week snakes. AMC finished today, Friday, down 6.39%, down an additional 0.36 in after hours, ending the week trading at $12.40. If you remember on Thursday night's update and prep video, I showed how the two clips here, the day of and the day prior to the last divergence from the previous intra-week snake, were projecting the exact same movements all of Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and fulfillment of those were on point all three of those days. However, Friday I was expecting a potential divergence from one or the other, and it does appear that price action went downside and is following the blue consolidative intra-week snake right now. However, I am not ready to move this ascending one out of here yet for two reasons. One, this could get a bounce off of this third pull, this ascending third pull that I have in the box top schematic that I have charted out currently. And if it does get that bounce, it could converge back with this and then run with the ascending intra-week snake moving forward. And number two, if you look closely, this blue downside movement is a square. This upside green movement is a square. They're literally inverted mirrorings of each other. So then they converge back here, and then they divert again here, which is where my anticipation and expectation of the next new intra-week snake could potentially come. So for that reason, I'm going to leave it here. If it explicitly follows this throughout tomorrow to the downside, then I'll probably invalidate this one from that point on until I get the next intra-week snake. But that is what I am looking at with AMC and the current intra-week snakes. The macro comparatives. The bearish scenario is a clip from the previous bottom. It's this one here, mirrored, and I had been using this the last 2-3 weeks, and it has literally been giving candle for candle projection and fulfillment throughout. And you see the fulfillment of it last week and what the projection from it is moving forward into tomorrow and beyond if price action were to continue to fulfill it in this position. Then the full-on macro comparative is from that previous double bottom right next door there, right over here. Clipped and flipped and put on current price action. And the projection fulfilled itself last week and even prior to. And you can see what the projection is from this macro comparative in the straight up position moving forward if price action continues to fulfill it in this placement. Then with this exact same macro comparative, I talked to you about it potentially mirroring if price action were to mirror that straight up flipped position. What would it look like? And how is it different to that position? Well, this is what it would look like. And how it is different is price action stays compressed, puts in a W formation here. Those of you that follow and that know box top, my box top method, know that if we get a compressed W on that ascending level or the third, then we get a move back upside. So that's essentially what the mirrored version of that looks like moving into tomorrow and beyond. All right, that's everything for AMC. GME. GME finished the day Friday down 0.22% and then was up 0.35% in after hours, closing the week trading at 134.19. The current intra-week snakes, same thing, same setup as AMC. I was using both the day prior to and the day of from the previous divergence, and both of them projected the exact same movements moving into Friday, and price action fulfilled both of them literally almost candle for candle. Moving forward, it does look like potentially there's a diverting point tomorrow that price action would or could potentially take to invalidate one of these moving forward until the next intra-week snake shows itself and we get a divergence from the current one. So that is what the projection looks like from both of the current intra-week snakes on GME if price action were to continue to fulfill in this current placement. Then the macro comparative for GME is also similar to AMC in that I have been using the previous double bottom from right next door, and price action has been fulfilling this projection for quite some time. You can see last week's projection and fulfillment and what the projection from this would be moving forward into tomorrow and beyond if price action were to continue to fulfill according to this position of this macro comparative. Then also, I talked to you about this mirroring itself like AMC and what it would look like if price action were to do that. And price action has already been fulfilling the projection from the mirrored position. And this is what it would look like moving forward in the mirrored position if price action were to continue to fulfill this macro comparative in its mirrored position. That's everything I am looking at with GME. Last but not least, SPY. SPY finished the day on Friday down 1.64%, down an additional 0.06 in after hours, closing the day out at 410.30. And the current intra-week snake, the yellow is what's on your screen right now. I talked about a couple different potential positions of this in Thursday night's video. One being this one that it's in, the other being a more extended pull on this. Right now, it is continuing to fulfill this in the position that I've had it in, so I'm going to leave it there for the time being, unless I see a need to use that extended version, but it's in Thursday night's video if you want to go check that out. You can see the projection and fulfillment last week and even the week prior according to this current intra-week snake and what price action would look like if it would continue fulfilling this into tomorrow and beyond in its current position. Then the macro comparative for SPY is from the 08-09 correction and crash in what I've called the extended version, and I have been tracking this thing ever since I started this channel back in December. And the position that current price action is in right now is literally at the cliff, according to this position. And this has been, as you know, a projected suggested path for me and not a candle for candle projection and fulfillment. However, there are times it has given me candle for candle, and I'll take it when I can get it. But regardless of how I look at it and how I interpret it, price action is sitting right here at that critical point that I talked about in last week's update and prep videos. And I said, if we were to get out here on the edge of the cliff, then there was something that needed to be considered. One is obviously the move to the downside and the continuation of this macro comparative fulfilling itself in the same manner that the 08-09 crash fulfilled itself. Two is this critical point is very similar to my cuckoo macro comparative, and that is from crash to crash, from the 09 bottom to the 2019 top, overlaid on the 2020 bottom to current, and then it gives future projection if price action continues to fulfill this. And what you see here is this move up out of this double bottom scenario that we just fulfilled in its entirety, and then we get a continuation upside to eventual all-time highs. And I said in last week's videos that if price action got out here to this critical point, that this was something that we'd be looking at again, and I'm going to continue to look at if we get a continued move to the upside. So that is where we're currently at. Keep in mind, this is a weekly clip, so these are weeks in between each one of these. fulfilling as far as the projection goes. So there's some time between here to see that upside move, but I did want to bring that back on because we are at that critical point that I talked about last week when it comes to these two macro comparatives. And that is everything I have for SPY. That's everything I have for this video. If you made it to the end of the video, thank you very much. I hope you had a great weekend and you enjoyed yourself. I'll get an update and prep video out tomorrow night after market close like I always do. Good luck in the markets tomorrow. Make yourself some extreme gains, and I will talk to you guys and gals on the next one. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Later.